eyes are on you. Eyes are on you. I mean, from local to national, people are watching. People are looking. It means everything.
Being a Red Devil, it means a lot to everybody that walks through these doors, walk the hallways, whether you're an athlete, student, drama, band, it doesn't matter. Being a Red Devil just has a certain value that we carry with ourselves, a certain level of pride. And as you can tell, we honor that. We honor the red and black. We honor Central High School. And it's a great place to be a part of.
This class right here has the capability to repeat. Everybody's saying it's tough, it is, but this class is ready.
What's the ultimate goal for the 2024 Red Devils?
You know, if you're talking on the field, it's a state championship. It's to go undefeated. We don't train and do all the things we do to walk out there and say, if we lose a couple, it's okay. No, we train way too hard for that. You know, we go out and our expectations are to win every game.
The Central Red Devils are once again back on their grind.
There you go.
All of this work in the Alabama summer heat is meant for one simple thing. It was to relive this moment. The Devils want to be here one more time as the Class 7A state champions. And these are some of the players behind the face mask, hunting for those back-to-back state titles.
Latarius Ilkes, Mal Waldrop, Andrew Alford.
There's nothing quite like claiming the state's biggest prize.
It was special. I mean, it was nothing like I've really ever experienced before. You know, I got to kneel it out. So I just took the game ball with me and ran around like a madman. So it was really fun to experience, and hopefully we can recreate it this year.
We were saying at the beginning of the year, you know, we were gonna win a state championship, and that finally came true. So it was surreal.
Oh man, it was crazy, especially in the locker room. We was turned, man. Like, everybody was filled with joy. We were just happy for each other, so we know what we put in to get there.
Go. While Central is hunting for back-to-back state titles, this version of Central will have to find their own path to that ultimate goal.
We don't have to be last year's team. We don't have to be, 5 years from now team. We just have to be this year's team and just be the best we can be this year, and not worry about those other things. And really, it's a day-to-day thing. Just come in, be the best best version of yourself that you can be today.
Go. We go.
Now, the Red Devils saw some tremendous players graduate, like 5-star wide receiver Cam Coleman, who's now at Auburn. There will be some familiar faces back on the roster, but the 2024 Devils won't look like last year's team.
It doesn't matter if the guys are coming back or leaving, they're all new. I mean, they're even the guys coming back, they're different. They've grown, they've developed, good habits, bad habits, different things like that. So it's a brand new team every year. Once one team leaves, the next team has their own identity, those kind of things. And as a coach, you've got to figure those things out of what makes them tick, what makes them special, and what drives them, those kind of things to be the best that team can be for that particular year.
As they search for their own identity this season, there are some lessons that didn't graduate and stayed at Central's campus.
We almost try to picture ourselves as in those same guys' shoes. Like last year, we had a bunch of leaders on the team, and we have guys like me, Andrew, and Tristan and Dalen, everybody speaking up, everybody stepping up in practice. We're trying to come into the season with that same mindset as we had last year. So.
We can translate a lot, just like the mentality that the seniors left with us. I mean, the leadership and all the skills that they passed on to us and everything that we know what it takes to win from them, we can carry over into this year's team and hopefully repeat the same result.
Now, the big picture goal is to win another state title. Ultimately, to reach that goal, as the saying goes, the devil is in the details.
I'd say we focus really hard on details, like detail everything.
Oh! Hey, don't finish though, Count. Go.
Everything that we do. So no matter what, whether it's a drill, whether we're in team, going over pass scale, anything, offensive line wise, like everything is about the details, no matter what.
All that stuff, the alert that guy coming off the ball.
Now, with their focus on the details of execution, Central aims to remain at the top of Class 7A. But that word, remain, means something to each player both on and off the gridiron.
The word remain has just so many meanings, remain in Christ, which is number one, remain in yourself, and remain just in life. And to me, I think remain is a good motto for this team because, we come off such a high horse last year, and just kind of remain in ourselves and remain as the players we are and the people we are, and we'll be all right.
The path to a second straight state title will not be easy. This year's schedule has nationally recognized high school powerhouses, plus the usual gauntlet of Class 7A rivals like Auburn High and Opelika. These Devils would much rather go through that crucible of primetime opponents instead of an easier path.
Yeah, I've played in the low-key situation. Obviously, I transferred here last year, and I've played in the big-time situation here. And I would say I enjoy the big-time situation. I like having the target on my back. It's pretty fun, and going out there and just competing at a high level against great teams, and it brings the best out of me.
Nah, I actually like it. I like playing big games because it get me ready for people that's good.
When people walk in here, they're wanting a piece of Central. They're wanting to beat us, but at the same time, that makes it fun. We do know that that's who we are, and I think that that's part of the fun. It's part of the challenge. It's part of the thing that you're on top and that people are trying to get to you, and you're excited about it.
Everybody's talking about us. They want a piece of the defending 7A state champions. So, come and get it.
When you're in the South, playing football in the fall is a tradition and privilege passed down from generation to generation. The passion for this game goes far beyond the sidelines, beyond the stadium, even beyond the team. In Phoenix City, the love for their Red Devils runs deep.
I actually was a ball boy for Central when they first obtained their first state championship. So just being around that for years, being around the facility, coaches, practice, players, it drew me closer to the Red Devil family, and also just made the fire a lot bigger to be a part of the Red Devil family and to be able to wear a Red Devil jersey on Friday nights.
For one, my mom, she graduated here. So that's one reason I take a lot of pride into it, just doing it for her. And my teammates, we all grew up together since we were little.
A great feeling, it's like Phoenix City is a small city. So on Friday nights, to see everybody come out, it's like the whole city shuts down, and as you go on and on in the season, as the game gets bigger, the atmosphere is electrifying.
If you know Phoenix City, you know they're gonna be behind Central football. And so us being able to go out and do the things we did in front of a home crowd is just something that you can't really put into words, but the experience was amazing.
I grew up in Phoenix City, you're always thinking, hey, I'm gonna get to play for the Central Red Devils, And I grew up as a fan, being at the stadium every Friday with my parents. So when the time came when I was able to put that red and black on and go through the banner on Friday nights, it was just an unreal feeling.
But the opportunity to create those memories on a Phoenix City Friday night has to be earned. To wear this uniform, this helmet, and to call yourself a Red Devil comes with a certain kind of responsibility that cannot be taken lightly.
When you put on that Central High Red Devil, when we say get those horns up, it has a lot of meaning to it. And we just continue to show them how important and how much pride we took in getting those horns up.
To know that eyes are on you. Eyes are on you. I mean, from local to national, people are watching.
you got a lot to live up to. Everybody's coming out every weekend, and they expecting a W.
A lot of things have changed. The game is changing as well, but the experience of wearing that Central jersey on Friday night is like none other. And so it's still the same, and it's still exciting, and a lot of kids still look forward to it.
Yeah, it was important to me to live up to it because I was watching guys coming up like Jonathan Wallace and J.D. McKissick. So guys like that, they used to come out and put in work with us as a younger guy. So seeing those guys and seeing everything they did, I mean, it only put a chip on your shoulder to do better.
That constant reinvestment from former Red Devils to the next generation helps pave a road to a football future. Many Red Devils have played beyond the Friday night lights in Phoenix City. They played on some of the biggest stages in college football and even in the NFL. However, the pride of representing Central never leaves them.
You know, I'm a Troy Trojan, and I'm a Trojan for life. But before I was a Trojan, I was a Central High Red Devil. And I take just as much pride in being a Red Devil as I do being a Troy Trojan. And I think everybody that leaves and go back, be it they go to Auburn, Alabama, Troy, Jacksonville State, or whatever school, you know, we always have one thing in common. We're all Red Devils. And when we come back, we're always going to show that Red Devil pride.
I think I repost more about Central than I do for Georgia Tech. That's how much pride it is. I mean, and then just to see all the guys that are now coming from Central going D1 to all the major big schools, I mean, it's just something that I'm very proud of.
They can say that tradition never graduates in Phoenix City, but the responsibility of maintaining the Red Devil standard falls on the next class.
You know, they have fun and they're kids and we want them to have fun, but we also want them to know that, hey, you've got a tradition that's been going on for so many years and you have a responsibility to continue that tradition and they do a great job. The coaches of the program do a great job and the kids know that that pressure's on them, but they thrive off of that.
The current Red Devils understand the legacy they carry. And while it can be an environment full of pressure, they know it's a privilege to be in that uniform. And every Red Devil is ready to take on that challenge.
All different positions. It's not just one position factory. Like you can do whatever you put your mind to. Like it's what we do around here. Like we produce and we get people to the next level.
I mean, just for like knowing that you have those people out there and knowing that greats have come before you just sets the expectation for you and what you got to be about. You know, you come to Central and play football, you know it's business and you know that you got to win games and it just puts a pressure on you, a good pressure, but a pressure on you to perform and a pressure on you to succeed and work hard.
Over the years, it's become a pretty simple concept. When you choose to become a Central Red Devil, you become a target for everybody else. Now that doesn't mean a target for high schools just in Alabama. Central has become a national attraction. This season, Central's schedule includes Pinson Valley, Lutheran North from St. Louis, and the highly touted IMG Academy, a Division I football player factory. Now the national stage can be intimidating, but Central has another way to describe it.
So for us, having two out-of-state teams to play this year, a lot of fun. You know, a team from Missouri that, you know, not many people know about, and then you've got, you know, IMG that everybody knows about. And so, so a lot of fun though, a lot of fun to be able to play those type of teams and that kind of competition, you know, to where you are more of a national, you know, scene now and on a more of a national level of people throughout the country checking your score, seeing what you did, you know, those kind of things. And we enjoy it. We appreciate it. There's a lot of lot that comes along with that. You've got to earn it. You've got to go out and continue to battle and, and continue to do all those little things that you have to do to stay on top.
When you're part of this team, the only choice is to stand up and embrace all the challengers that come your way.
There's always people trying to beat us because, we've been pretty successful.
He's going for daylight.
Over the years as far as in the region, so it's always a target on our back, and so we try to teach our kids that. It's just a standard around here, knowing that every week, you got to put on your best every day because they're going to come at you when the season comes.
We didn't care who it was. It could have been Thompson, it could have been Hoover, it could have been Warner Robbins. We didn't really care. If all we knew is if you stepped on that field and you're over there high-fiving and like it's some kind of field trip, you're gonna find out. And and that's just all it was about. I mean, it was an intense environment, and mess around and find out.
Incoming! In fact, some players are already excited to put their skills to the test against some of the best in the nation.
Well, we didn't get to play IMG last year. That game kind of fell through, but this year we're going to get them, and I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a big-time matchup. Hopefully it's going to be broadcasted somewhere. I've been looking forward to it because that's the best of the best. They're always in the top 5 of the rankings, so it's going to be a fun matchup. I'm really looking forward to that.
The Red Devils don't shy away from tough competition when they're the home team. There are times they love being the bad guy when they visit their rivals.
Being able to play at Auburn last year was really fun. Their crowd was ginormous. Their band was huge. It was playing loud. It's hard to hear everything, but it was fun just because you're in a crazy environment like that and you get to perform and go play a game that we all love.
So why are they so confident? Well, according to the players, they're already facing incredible talent in practice.
We're sitting here practicing against guys that are as good or better than all of our competition, in my opinion. So, all these guys are, 4- and 5-star recruits that we're playing against. We practice against those guys every day, just repetitively. So, in my opinion, that helps out a lot with the whole team, knowing that we've got guys just as good or better than some of the guys we play, and we're going against them every day, so we're prepared.
I don't really get nervous. I trust in my abilities, I trust in the Lord, and He'll do everything for me. I can just go out there and perform. The plan is already set, so I can't really control anything else other than what I can control.
All right, finish strong right here. Who's going to win it?
When you watch Patrick and how he organizes practice, not only Patrick, but the staff that he's put together. He's got incredible assistant coaches that work extremely hard. And when you go watch them practice, you say, that guy can come off of this practice field and go to a college practice, and it's not going to shock him. It's not going to take him a year to get used to that. So I think that's very important when a guy has a chance to go to the next level.
Now, even with that right aggressive attitude and all the preseason hype, if the Red Devils want to make history, it comes down to staying focused.
I just told the guys that we can go back and do something that the team never really done. We can go back and win 2 state championships if we all just pour in and just come together and love each other.
History is on the line for this group of Red Devils, but it would be easy for them to be complacent. Why not rest on your accomplishments? Head coach Nix made it very clear that finding ways to keep them hungry is a top priority.
I think finding uncomfortability is the most important thing that we do. Go! But when then we learn to be comfortable with the uncomfortable, and I know it's a popular phrase that people say, but it's true. You got to learn how to handle failure. You got to learn how to handle things that are not ideal, because that's the way life is. Not just football. That's the way life is. Life is unfair sometimes and very difficult sometimes, and you got to learn how to handle the difficult. You got to learn how to handle those things and respond in the right way, not just react and be emotional over things, but be able to respond to them and handle them in the right way. And so the more we can make our guys uncomfortable, the more failure opportunities that we can give them, the more we're going to grow and the more we're going to be able to handle those things down the road.
Outside expectations for this team is another state championship. However, there's a different mindset on Central's campus. Winning is important, sure, but Coach Nix made it clear that he wants his team to reach for another standard, and it's not a high score or even a trophy.
End of the day, the ultimate goal, once again, it's simple, to be the best we can be. And if that's not good enough to win every game, then it's not good enough. But if we're the best that we can be, then that's plenty good enough for everybody. We'll be in this community. We'll be for us as coaches. We'll be for the players if we reach that potential and we truly are our best.
Coach Trawick set the standard, period. He was so smart still about football.
I've gotten to be around some really good coaches, but most importantly, great men. But, Coach DuBose is the greatest coaching influence in my life.
Patrick understands it's not only the development just as a football player, but it's as a human being. These young men are going to be better off 40 years down the road by playing under Patrick Nix.
Inside the gates of Garrett Harrison Stadium is this field. This is where the Central Red Devils play their home games, and there has been a lot of Friday night victories here. And the tradition of excellence that culminated in a state championship started with the field's namesake, Wayne Trawick.
I know we have to be realistic, but at the same time, that number one goal is always a state championship.
Coach Trawick led the Red Devils to their first state championship back in 1993. Players like Griff Gordy and Adrian Lyles helped lead Central to the mountaintop, but their foundation for that season was laid down years before they took the varsity field when they were on the freshman team. That team was led by current Auburn co-defensive coordinator Charles Kelly. Even back then, they started to believe.
Every practice we had as a ninth grader, we broke it down with state championship. Coach Kelly wanted us to have that mentality that we ultimately wanted a state championship. And I'll never forget that the 10th through 12th grade, the varsity team, they would be running by our practice a lot of times after their practice, and they'd hear us break it down, and they'd laugh at us. They'd be like, why are y'all breaking down a state championship? And we're like, well, that's what we ultimately want.
In order to do something, right, you have to believe you can do it. And you can talk yourself into doing things. If you have a philosophy and you believe in what you believe in, you can do anything you want.
To be the last team standing at the end of the season is something those 93 Devils will never forget. But Coach Trawick's lessons weren't just confined to the football field.
We couldn't just be football players. We had to grow up to be good men, good fathers, good husbands, good people of the community, and that's something that was stressed, and it's something that you learn from sports. The things that you take in between the lines on a Friday night, you also learn that you can apply that to life, and that's one of the things that Coach Trawick and the coaching staff that he had taught us, and it's something that, like you said, continue with Coach Nelson, continue with Coach Lowe, continue with Coach DuBose, and now with Coach Nix.
We taught those values of being a great person on and off the field, of being a student athlete, having morals, being a man, knowing we had to grow up, being big in the community, helping others, respecting our elders, doing the things we were supposed to do, doing the right things.
The next time Central would win a state title was 25 years later, when head coach Jamie DuBose revitalized the Red Devils team with his high-tempo offense. The Red Devils lit up the scoreboard, and while touchdowns and big plays were fun to see, it was all about the little details with Coach DuBose.
People laugh at it all the time. I made big deals out of flushing the toilet in the locker room. A lot of coaches don't probably push that. I did, and kids today probably can tell you they got in trouble because they didn't flush the toilet. The whole team did, but to me, flushing the toilet's like jumping off sides. That's a little thing that can kill you in the course of a football game.
The key to Coach DuBose's success wasn't lying in a new offensive scheme or a secret play. It had everything to do with the people actually in uniform.
I started winning football games when I started caring about people more, started developing the person and started, helping people become better people, because I've always said wins and losses, they're going to take care of themselves, but it's got to be about other people more than yourself to be able to be successful. And that's one of the things that I made sure around there that we always knew that it wasn't so much the 5-star, the 4-star. My deal around there is player 1 was just as important as player number 140.
And just like coaches before him, Coach DuBose made sure that his student athletes had to live up to the high standards with their books.
After the first 9 weeks, I'll never forget this, he just wasn't happy with the report cards, and so he came in and he was like, all right, study hall after practice these days, you and you were doing this, you and you were doing this, and so those are some things, the old Coach Carter technique, if that kind of makes sense, except we didn't shut down the field. We still practiced, then we went and studied.
The Central faithful didn't have to wait long to see a third state championship arrive on campus. Patrick Nix took charge of the Red Devils, and he's the current head coach. And even now, the current players are learning so much more than their playbook.
It's a ridiculous amount of stuff we take in over here as how to be good men, you know, how to treat our wives someday, how to be a father, you know, all those type of things are instilled in us. You know, we have our culture times every week where we get a message on like what God has in store for us and everything that He has in store for us. And
they don't always talk to us about football. Like, we have culture teams about life stuff. That's what I love about this coaching staff.
Coaches at the college level believe that Central is in good hands when they chose Coach Nix.
Everything he's ever done has been about winning and winning the right way. Because Patrick understands it's not only the development just as a football player, but it's as a human being. These young men are going to be better off 40 years down the road by playing under Patrick Nix.
And the ball coach made it clear that the football field is where he works. It's the sport he teaches, but it's not the only thing that makes up who he is or who his players are.
It's a piece of our puzzle. It's helping refine us. It's helping us make us the men that we are and that we're going to become, but it's not who we are. And so many times we get caught up into that, and we think that wins and losses define us, stats define us, but that's not the truth at all. You can have as many rings as you want to, and you can still be a miserable person if you don't understand your purpose in life. And then you can understand your purpose and never win a championship, but you still are living out your purpose. Another cliche that you can coach them as hard as you love them, you know, and we love them hard, you know, but they know it. They know that what we're doing is out of love, that we want them to be the best they can be. We're going to hold them accountable. We're going to make them, you know, live to that standard in the classroom, in the hallways, in society, you know, in the community, at home, in the facility, wherever we're at. You know, they're going to live to that. They're going to pay attention to the details and take a lot of pride in what we do and everything we do.
Through all the head coaches and all of the seasons at Central High School, their mission has remained the same: develop good football players, but mold better men.
And that has been the same, and it's gotten better and better every year. And it's fun watching it change with the different coaches. They do different things, but it's fun watching it being all the same, but it's still the same. It's in a different. They try to do it a different presentation, a different way.
One thing you clearly notice about a Central Red Devils practice: everything is done with a purpose. The Red Devils have spent hours and hours on the practice field. Every drill is meant to push the players and make them better. But one has to ask, what's the ultimate goal here? Turns out there's one very clear answer.
Obviously to go undefeated again. This is what we need to do, and to do it, we obviously have to come in, like, do the hard things, do the little things, do everything that's gonna pay off.
We don't train and do all the things we do to walk out there and say, if we lose a couple, it's okay. No, we train way too hard for that. You know, we go out and our expectations are to win every game.
Now the thing is, to get back to the mountaintop, you have to start all over again.
Toe up, toe up.
While an overall record is a clear indicator of how a team is doing throughout a year, the Central Red Devils have another ultimate goal they all have to meet. It's a daily challenge that even the head coach himself tries to meet.
So for me, the ultimate win is that I'm giving my best every day to those around me and myself, and to my maker, to God, and to Jesus, and I'm doing the things that I'm called to do, and I'm living my purpose.
Who's gonna win it? Who's gonna win it?
Even with all their success, and of course plans for more, it's the daily grind that motivates them, both on and off the field.
Just because all of a sudden you think, I'm married, or I've got kids, or I've got a job, now I can relax. Well, once again, as soon as you relax and as soon as you get comfortable, that's when bad things happen. So, even in 15 years, I hope the guys will continue to remember that I can't get comfortable and think that everything's good. I've got to continue to battle and continue to live out every day the best I can. Then I'll have success.
The practices are grueling, the demands are high. But for the players battling to reach that daily goal, they've also noticed some changes.
I mean, I couldn't imagine not being pushed like this. I mean, it's made me into such a better player and human being. Like, Coach Nix has done a fantastic job with all the guys, and you know, since I've been here, I've seen growth with plenty of guys, and they've all stepped up, and you know, like you said, became men.
Now, according to the players, the big goal of a state championship is still high on their priority list, but there are other parts of the season that will mean just as much to them.
Going all through spring and all through the winter, honestly, since the winter took all through summer, heading into fall, and just playing that first game, you like all the work is for this. You kind of realize it once you put the uniform on for the first time. It's like, it's going to be worth it tonight. We're going to go put it on for the field, and it's going to be good.
And there's the magic of high school football. After all of their hard work during the offseason, the Devils march out in front of a town that truly supports them, and the current players become heroes to the younger fans in the crowd.
Yeah, it feels good because once I was one of that little kid looking up to Justin Ross and stuff, running around the games, asking them for autographs, because I thought it was the most famous people in the world.
Is when you have these second graders that they just can't wait to play, you know, here and stuff like that. And you've got parents that are so excited of their, you know, boys getting up here to where they can be play Red Devil football, and that's fun. You know, and that's the way it's supposed to be.
Now, it may sound simple, but going into this next season together is one of the greatest rewards. And it's one of the things the seniors will miss most.
Just, you know, the relationships, you know. Coming to Central, I'm around my football teammates like all day, every day. And like just being around them for so much time, I've built so good relationships with everyone that I wouldn't even known like a year ago. So just being able to call these guys my brothers, that's what I'll take away.
And not even the crowd, I'm going to miss the team and the culture and the coaching staff and the players because we all have a bond. We just love each other. That's what I'm going to miss, the love.
I've grown to really, really love this place and all the coaching staff and our amazing people and players and all my friends. And, you know, I've bonded with all these guys, and I go through everything with them every single day, no matter what it is. You know, I really, really enjoyed how much this place has prepared me for college. So I'm definitely going to miss that.
The offseason is coming to a close. The games are finally ready to start. And while the big goals are still out there, their head coach is still asking for them to be their very best.
If we're the best that we can be, then that's plenty good enough for everybody. You know, we'll be in this community. We'll be for us as coaches. We'll be for the players if we reach that potential and we truly are our best.